equality. How much of the hill have we climbed? To live anywhere in the world today and be against equality because of race or color is like living in Alaska and hating snow and cold, says William Faulkner. And William is quite right, I say. To be against equality for all, or in other words, to dislike other races of color, is now considered to be wrong. Yes, it was always wrong, but people had never realized it, never considered it, never thought of the pain Black people had to endure. Many of us take granted for the fighters, the people who broke the silencing spell put on them and spoke for us. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Harriet Tubman are just two of them. Most of us chant to stop inequality in the present, but in the past, we all know that this job was much harder. Yet, people still did it. They died for it, they risked for it, they spoke loudly for it, they escaped for it. Still, their work lies incomplete. While African Americans were working as slaves about a century ago, they were thought to be objects you can sell and own. They could be jailed for running away, even killed. After Black people had got rights, though, racism has still not leveled down. It was law that stopped white people from forcing African Americans to do their bidding. They were still biased. They still separated the two races on buses, schools, bathrooms, etc. Innocent African American children roamed the street and get shot for looking suspicious. One 12-year-old boy running around his porch with a toy gun was shot for aiming his foam bullet at white passerby. We turn a blind eye, a deaf ear, to these children, adults, and families that still work as factory people to put a meal on the table. Though prejudice has been deflated greatly until now, there are still groups of people targeting races of color. I personally cannot believe the bias implanted in our mind. I have friends at school who feel inferior and small whenever they see a white person. If you do not want to admit it, there's still that bias. But people in the past acted on the bias, which makes it worse. How many years must it take for everyone to live in complete peace? Not just peace where African Americans are free, but peace where everyone is treated equally everywhere. I've mentioned people of the past, MLK, Harriet Tubman, both wishing for complete equality. They had either gave speeches, went to jail, suffered, and helped slaves escape. And the people of the future will not let their work go in vain. Imagine if everyone was treated the same, had the same opportunities, had the same platform. How harmoniously would the world work then? The happiness that would spread, the joy people would feel, and how the thought of equality would make everyone's day millions of times better. And finally, I'd like to finish this speech by mentioning a part of Amanda Gorman's inspirational poem named The Hill We Climb. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The dawn blooms as we free it, for there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.